So today I am joined by Mr. Mario Zanth, previously Councillor Zanth, and today, of course, Mr. Mayor Zanth. So first of all, I know you're officially being sworn in next week, but how does it feel to have been elected Mayor of the municipality of Clarence-Rockland, especially following in the footsteps of the late Mayor Guy Desjardins, who was obviously a close friend of yourselves as well?
I think, it was a culmination these last 2 months of, grief and, sorrow and pain to stress. And I think it was a very emotional night that night on Friday for myself and for a couple other people as well. I'm fully aware that I do not have a mandate from the population. I have a mandate from the majority of my peers. And so I believe that that's important to take note of. We're going to do the best that we can with the with what we've got, and I believe that we're going to be able to accomplish the priorities that we had set out as a council 3 years ago.
Absolutely, and you touched on it there. It's a mandate from the majority of your peers to fulfil this vacant role. For those that may not have been following along, you're going to be fulfilling this role until the end of the current term, which obviously started about 3 years ago. Yourself and the rest of the council made the decision to elect one amongst you, as you just previously stated. Can you talk us through the election process, how the council decided you were going to go about voting someone, and how did you ensure it was a democratically fair process?
So essentially, the province, which dictates the rules for every municipality in Ontario, sets out very precise rules, but they're also very, I won't say vague, but they allow for every different kind of situation that could occur.
Open to interpretation.
Open to interpretation, correctly. And so what we decided to do is we weighed all the options. Now, I'm not going to speak on behalf of council, so I'll give you where I was coming from. And it was essentially that there's 14 months left in the term. Having an election could cost taxpayers, roughly $70,000 to $80,000 to have an election. I personally kept into mind who would be able to or willing to spend a big portion of funds to run an election campaign for, by the time that it would be done, maybe 12 months, 11 months left in the role. And so for me, it wasn't what I would consider an option. There were other options as well, but I found that the one that was the most, I guess the one that made the most sense for us with the limited time that we have left was to appoint one of us to finish the term. It had been done before. We'd had precedents. I believe a mayor had to step down in the past, and another mayor was chosen by his peers. So there was precedence already set, and I felt that having someone not coming in green, I guess we could say, where we would have to train for that limited amount of time, I thought this made more sense.
And obviously prior to the evening where you were declared as being elected as mayor, as we said previously, that you're officially being sworn in next week, but the election process, let's say, took place at the meeting last week. And how has your appointment been received by your fellow councillors so far? Obviously, I know there was a couple other names in the running in the weeks running up to that as well as the local residents who maybe have got in touch with you since you've been elected.
It's never an easy situation, right? We're a team, but sometimes, we have a difference of opinions on certain things. I would like to think that the citizens, the members of council are happy that we're united and that we can continue the work that the late mayor started. And I think that that's what's important to remember here. I remember somebody telling me that these are big shoes to fill, and I'm not interested in filling his shoes because they can't be filled. His shoes are his shoes. And so what I can do is try my best to make sure that, I fill my shoes. And that's what I'm aiming to do. As far as the reception from individuals, I mean, obviously, I don't think too many people would say to my face that they weren't happy about it, but everyone that has contacted me has been extremely, forthcoming in their wishes to have a great mandate, whatever is left, to do the best job that we can. And I'm happy with that. It was a good reception for that.
And you spoke previously about the fact that you're hoping to fulfil the mandate. Obviously, you started 3 years ago, the council remaining unified with their priorities. So obviously a little unusual. There was Preston, but it is a little unusual to take over a role with so little time left on the term. What do you hope to achieve over the course of the next few months, next year or so?
So we do have a lot of priorities, the priorities that were already set out. There's nothing new at this point. Maybe there will be with a new budget coming soon, but the ones that we've been working on has obviously been, high-speed internet for rural communities. The 17 is always on the list. Affordable housing is we're in crisis mode as far as affordable housing is in the province right now. So we're gonna try to do our very best to try to curb that, knowing full well this is not something that is built overnight. The economic development, assisting throughout COVID, making sure that our businesses are well supported or that they have the tools necessary. So, that's just to name a few, but the priorities are definitely still there. We're trying our best to complete what we set out to achieve 3 years ago.
Absolutely. And you previously gave your intention to run for mayor in the election that's going to occur next year. With you occupying the position at the moment, do you think that is still the plan, or are you going to utilise this as more of a, I don't want to call it a test run, but at least utilise getting yourself into that role and deciding over the next few months if it's the right fit for you?
I think anytime an opportunity like this presents itself, it's always going to be seen as kind of like a test run or a right fit. To answer your question, as it stands right now, I do plan on running in the next election in 2022. However, that's still a long ways away. It's technically not, but in politics, it's a very long ways away. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for now, I'm focused on doing the best job I can in the current moment.
And what's going to happen with your vacant role as councillor for Ward 2? With obviously someone being elected, that leaves another vacant spot on council.
Correct. So there is something, a report coming forward on the September 8th meeting, and where we will be discussing that plan as well. First thing is to declare the seat vacant, and then we will go through some options as a council to see what is the best way to move forward. Again, keeping in mind a fair process, and also keeping in mind that council still has a lot of work to do with a very short time frame. So I'm confident council will make the right decision on that.
And finally, Mr. Zanth, I just wanted to ask you, in terms of for the listeners out there at the moment, what kind of mayor can they expect from yourself?
Well, I don't want to. It's a tough question because I don't want to compare. I don't want to say that I'll be better than any previous mayors, because I think everyone has their style of the job, I guess I can say. But for me, I'm very strong on communication. I like to be present. I like to, it's too bad that we're in COVID, because I do like to shake hands. I like to meet people. I like to have those conversations about how we can improve. Municipality is ever evolving. And at the end of the day, citizens are our employers, right? So we work for them. And I think that it's very important to never forget that in the role, regardless what role it would be, whether it's mayor or councillor. We work for them.
Perfect. Well, Mayor Zanth, thank you very much for according us some of your time today. Congratulations on your appointment, and looking forward to seeing the work you do for the city soon.
Thank you, Thomas.